Proceed to Cruise Elevator. Do not
Hello everyone and welcome to a Doom video. This is just generally to give my impressions on the game because some people hate it, some people love it. I decided to give my impression on it. I'll start with the campaign. The campaign's generally okay. The story really slacks in my opinion. It's maybe the worst thing about the whole game. Half the time I ended up walking past the most of the story parts in the game. I haven't completed it 100%. There's pretty much no cutscenes. It's all walkabout, and the story just, for me, I didn't get any of it so far, and I generally don't care much for it either, which kind of sucks because I'm a very story-oriented person when it comes to games. But with this game, all I want to do is kill. All I want to do is remember the chainsaw and kill. All I want to do is shotgun, rocket launcher, everything. Any way possible I can kill one of these demons, I want to do it. And that is generally the funniest way I feel to play it, so I'm going to play it that way. Generally, in my opinion, though, I didn't feel it was, well, it's a Doom game. I haven't played any of the other Dooms, so you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I always thought Doom was supposed to be quite scary, or it's supposed to have a scary touch to it. I knew it had a run and gun feel. I knew that from watching some other people play the original game, but not the original, like the BFG remake or whatever it was called. I watched a load of people play that, and that looked generally quite scary. Where this game isn't scary at all. The demons, alright, if I seen them in person, yeah, I'd probably run a mile. But generally, the fear of the demons isn't there. It's just literally run and gun, shoot them up, do whatever you want to kill them. The guns are amazing. The machine gun, the one shoots like a blue orb. You'll see it somewhere in the video. I generally think that's maybe the worst gun in the game compared to all the others. That's pretty much it though. BFG, awesome gun. There's millions of amazing guns, and they kind of give them all straight away. It doesn't take much before you've got every single gun, and they kind of just throw you in and be like, just do your thing, do whatever you want, enjoy yourself, which I generally kind of like from this game. Normally I prefer being like either guided in a direction or have the freedom to do what I want, but with a key story to keep going across. This game generally didn't have that. It felt kind of like being thrown in a horde mode, like on Gears of War, or something like that. Like literally every single mission kind of is the exact same in the campaign. You just walk up to some like spawn point, you have to punch it as he does like some Duke Nukem punch in the head. He pulls like its brain or eye out or something like that, and then you just get exploded with hordes of these demons, and then like they're coming at you in 3s, in 8s, in whatever, and then you're just literally murdering them all, drilling them all up, and then once you've done all that, you'll walk through another room. There'll be another one of them spawn point things, or maybe even 2. You'll walk up to it, do the exact same thing, give it the Duke Nukem slap, the Duke Nukem 1-2, and then you'll rip the eye out and do a whole cycle of that again. One thing they did add was kind of like a parkouring system, which was kind of cool. I thought that was very cool compared to, like, I haven't seen much games do that, like a run and gun shooter, where this is like so fast paced, you were constantly like jumping around, and they kind of put that feel into your head because they give you a lot of things to either jump onto, jump up, and then when you're not shooting, most of the stuff you're doing is jumping from like A to B, or doing big jumps from like A to C or whatever like that. So like you constantly jumping around, and then you got like demons being thrown into the room and stuff like that, like just to keep you on your toes, but not really keep you on your toes because they're pretty piss easy to kill. So there's no fear with a one-on-one with any demon. You can pretty much 1v1 all of them. I haven't really came across a boss yet, or in my opinion what a boss would be. It kind of feels like every time they simulate that there's a boss in a room, it turns into a horde mode again, and loads of them come at you. Which I don't know if there is a boss. I always thought there was going to be a big boss in Doom. You know, on the front cover of all the Dooms, there's that big dude. Well, he's like in it a million times, and he just gets his head took straight off. Like he isn't intimidating at all. Generally, he's quite piss easy, and then there's like big demons that are like say like 15 foot tall, and still they aren't very strong. They run at you, and you just you just flap away from them and jump to another side of the room, and then just mow them down with a machine gun or something. And that's pretty cool anyway for like versing the demons. But I want to see a boss. I haven't come across a boss yet, like a big motherfucker where you actually fear this guy and he looks like a total badass that just beats you every single time. Also, there is like an execution system, which I don't think there was in all the other Dooms, which is kind of cool. Basically, when you do enough damage to someone, you get to do like a melee execution. And it can be anything from him pulling a tooth out, to cutting their throat with the tooth, to him, you know, ripping their head in half, to them giving them a giant uppercut and, you know, knocking them out cold. Anything like that really is one of the executions. Quite disappointing that there is only like 1 or 2 per monster. There's a normal execution. I guess you could say there is a bit more, but there's a normal execution, which is just a head-on execution. There's a behind execution, and then there's above execution, which obviously is when you land on them. Now you can do all 3 of these, and sometimes it varies. So if you do a front execution, maybe there's 2 different ones you can do. So one will be where he just punches them in the face. The other one will be where he like pulls their arm off and punches them with their own arm. Something like that. The behind executions, I know there's only 1, and the up executions, I think there's only 1, which they're cool. They are generally cool executions. They kind of get you that feel of you're a badass. But for a game that apparently took quite a while to come out, I expected a few more executions, like, you know, just to keep it fresh. Even if by like midway through the game or something like that, they decided to switch up the execution, so there was something new instead of just being the same execution over and over again. But oh wow, you know what I mean, you can't ask for everything, can you? Yeah, so we'll jump onto the multiplayer. The multiplayer is generally quite amazing. I'd probably say it is the best feature of the game. It's really fun. It's quite amazing how fun it actually is. In my opinion, it was just a better version of Halo 5. Like Halo 5, I played the beta of it, and I played some online when it came out, and I just couldn't get to grips with it. It just felt weird. And I'm a massive Halo fan. If anyone knows me, I am a massive multiplayer Halo fan. I like the story as well, but we'll go into detail with that another time. Anyway, yeah, so it just felt like a better Halo. The only thing really which was a disappointment was they put a minigun in the multiplayer, which was kind of weird. And you can use that just straight from the get-go, like pickup. When you spawn, you can choose your kit, so you can have like machine gun, shotgun, rocket launcher, like plasma guns and stuff like that. And then they throw in a minigun in there as well that you can use, which I was like, oh, okay, it seems alright. It was the only gun that wasn't in the beta, I think. That and another gun which no one uses right now because it's pretty shit. It was the only gun that wasn't in the beta, and I'd say it's the only gun in the game that actually needs changing because it is too strong. It's generally, it does more damage than a sniper at the longest range in the map. If someone sprays in your direction and you're with the sniper, even moving side to side to try and strafe the bullets, 9 times out of 10 all the bullets are going to hit you and you die before you can even land your shot back. Which is kind of strange and annoying at the same time, because you would think, being it a minigun, if it shoots at close range it would do tons of damage, and if it was shot at far range it would do a lower percentage of damage, but obviously it's still hitting you with quite a few bullets, so it would kill you. Generally still mediocre, but this literally feels like every bullet is hitting you and you just die immediately. It's kind of annoying. Also with the demons are cool. You get to play as 4 demons on the multiplayer when you actually get your time to be the demon. That's pretty interesting. You kind of the Revenant, I think his name is. He's generally the powerfulest one in my opinion. He has rocket launchers on his back. He just shoots everything in sight and kills everything. He's the only one that actually doesn't have an animation when he executes, which is kind of strange because when you're trying to be the demon, you can die, obviously, because they can shoot you down. And the Revenant, he can just shoot missiles everywhere and everyone blows up and it's all fun and games. All the other demons have like an animation, so they'll like pick up a soldier and rip him in half, or they'll pick him up and throw him at a wall, or you know what I mean, like he'll do something to like rip him in two or something like that. But while they're doing this animation, they're standing still. So as soon as you sacrifice, say, 1 soldier to this demon, everyone can put like 1,000,000 shots on him, and it's all free. He can't retaliate back. He can't defend himself. He literally just has to do it. So half the time you've got the demon fleeing from the competition just to try and stay alive, because if he dies, the other team have a chance to pick up that demon rune, I think it's called. You have a chance to re-pick it up if your teammate dies, but it's on a cooldown, so I think it's like a 10-second cooldown, which isn't much, but they don't have a cooldown. So as long as they kill the demon and immediately sprint to it, no matter what, you cannot stop that unless you kill that dude sprinting in that direction. Which is all cool. Competitive sounds cool now, don't it? But once you do that, there's things called teleport grenades. So someone can throw a teleport grenade right at this demon rune and immediately teleport on top of it, which transforms them straight into the demon. There is no counterplay to that whatsoever. You can't beat them to it because you don't know which angle they're coming from. There's not much counterplay to the general idea of that. In an esports, I would say that would have to be removed from the game. In most esports situations, stuff like that, I would think would have to be removed. Like, you can use them for getting up to high places, sniper points, stuff like that, which is really cool. But rushing the demon thing like that, there's no strategic idea behind it. You literally just fly it in, pass through, piece of piss. For an esports as well, generally you're going to have a fair few maps. The maps are actually built great for the multiplayer. I don't see much of a problem with them. Everything is structured quite fine. Some maps are very all over the place, but that's the way they've got to be because the map is quite hectic anyway. And then some maps are really strategically made, which I could definitely see an esport going on. I just don't think it has the fan base to really shift onto like an esports. I still haven't tried the snap map out yet, which apparently is supposed to be brilliant for making map design. And I heard you can also make like a horde system on it, so you could probably make your own campaign really, because there's not much of a story on campaign, there's only a horde. So you can make like your own horde system. So that would be kind of interesting to see if anyone's made one of them yet. But generally the game is quite good. I would recommend getting it if you wanted it. If you was looking into getting it, get it, because it's worth it. If you want just a fast-paced shooter, you know, to pass some time, definitely get it, because I don't really think it's one of them games where you gotta sit down and knuckle down with the story whatsoever. I've just been playing it non-stop. I'm playing it generally to kill as much demons as possible because I think that's the badassest way to play it. Anyway, guys, I'd like to know your opinion on it, so please do tell me. So that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.